Let's talk about exercise. We all know that it's important. We all know we need it. We probably need more of it. But you might be wondering, where do you start and how much do you actually need? That's what we're going to talk about today. The minimum exercise guidelines are 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity and 2 to 3 full body strength workouts. All right. So let's break that down. 150 minutes. Why why 150? Why not 140? Why not 160? Where's that number even come from? 150 is essentially just that sweet spot where your risk for all cause mortality as well as other chronic diseases uh, decreases. And anything over 150 just kind of plateaus. So, meaning if you're like 150, I'm going to go get 200 or 300 minutes. Great, you totally can. It's just your risk, your decreasing your risk does not get exponentially higher. It's just going to plateau after that. So, okay, 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity. Let's not complicate it. That is just elevating your heart rate enough to the point where you can talk, but you can't sing. There are a ton of different things that you can do to meet that number. Obviously, if you are brand new, if you are sedentary, don't go from just 0 to 150. Okay, take it in chunks. You can have AI write you a beginner program, but things that you can do to count towards that: brisk walking, light running, cycling, swimming, elliptical, rowing. Also, here's what's great. Here's the good news is that a lot of household chores or things that you're doing outside will count towards that 150 minutes. Sorry if this is shaking. My dogs are going crazy behind me. So, vacuuming, for example, can you throw in some lunges, wear a weighted vest? Or in my case, I am often times holding my 25-pound toddler while I'm vacuuming. If you're holding your child, well, I'm not advocating for that. So if you are holding your kid while vacuuming, be careful. But essentially, if you're going out to the grocery store, park further back and brisk walk your way to the front of the store. So there are just little things that you can do. So essentially, it doesn't always have to be this perfect structured workout. Just be the idea is just to be more active throughout the day or less sedentary. A good measurement that you can use is that 10,000 steps a day number. Yes, there was some research that dropped recently that it was like um, there are so many benefits associated with 10,000 steps. It actually kind of like that 150-minute number. 7,000 is kind of that sweet spot, but still 10,000 is still just a helpful number because it just helps you be more active throughout the day rather than sitting for a prolonged period of time. So just think about that. Be more active. How can it be less sedentary? The other part, 2 to 3 full body strength workouts, where essentially you're just working your all your major muscle groups. Again, you can use AI to write you a program to say, hey, I'm a beginner, I need a beginner program, I have no equipment, and I need to be able to do it at home. So that's, I would start there. The where I think that this one's a little easier to get compared to that 150-minute number. This one I think is a little easier is because you could just be standing there and just do, 10 squats. You could also just, do some lunges. You can do push-ups against the wall. You can do a plank against the couch. When you're, if you're, if it's playtime with the kids, see if you can hold a plank for, 30 seconds while they're playing on the ground. Now, if they are playing, just be very careful if you are using weights. Um, when I'm doing a workout inside, if my daughter's playing, if I'm just trying to get some things in, I tend to not use weights because I'm just, nervous that someone's going to get hurt. So just be careful there. Um, but anyway, that is where you can start. Again, you can also leverage AI to write you a program and say, I'm a beginner, or maybe, hey, I have been exercise. You can put in what you have been doing, kind of put in your exercise, what your level, your current state of fitness is, and have it design you a program. That's what I have been doing. I have found it very helpful. And that's where you can start. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just focus on being more active, be less sedentary, and just find more movement throughout the day. Have a great day.